Good morning guys, and welcome to the Colombian Caribbean here in Cartagena.
We've been very excited to visit this city because it's been on our bucket list for ages, and we knew when we come to Colombia we have to visit Cartagena.
We've been really excited for this one for a while. We've got a beautiful view out over the bay behind us, which is gorgeous from our Airbnb. And we're actually going to be sailing out into the bay a little bit later on this trip, so that's very exciting. But one of the main reasons to come here is definitely the colourful and beautiful historic centre. Today we are going to be taking you round with us as we explore this really gorgeous city. We're staying in the Manga district, which is just to the south of the city centre, but is still within walking distance of everything. And it's probably considerably cheaper to stay there as well than in the centre. Plus you get the amazing views of the bay like we got from our apartment. Definitely worth considering if you're looking for somewhere a little bit outside of the main action, a little bit quieter maybe, to stay whilst you're in Cartagena. To our first location of the day, which is the San Felipe Castle just outside of the city centre. This is actually part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site that incorporates the historic centre as well, which is pretty cool.
It actually reminded us of the fort that we visited in Puerto Rico like once upon a time ago.
Before we started doing this.
Yeah, but it's very similar to that, and you've got amazing views across the city, so it's really nice.
Panorama.
Like literally up until my knee. Do you know what? You would think it would be much cooler here because it's so thick, but it's actually
yeah, especially when you're tall. Oh gosh, these steps are huge. Apparently, colonial Spaniards had ginormous legs.
That was faster than Havana up here.
Leaving the castle now, and we're heading into the historic centre. First we're going to get something very cool to drink because
it's very hot.
It's boiling.
On our way into the old town of Cartagena, we stopped to explore the charming district of Getsemani. This neighbourhood is absolutely bursting with colour everywhere you look, from the street art that covers every spare piece of wall to the flags and umbrellas that line every street.
The buildings themselves are painted every colour imaginable, and the main plaza in front of the Iglesia de Santísima Trinidad is bustling with locals, tourists and vendors selling their wares.
Getsemani is filled with hotels, bars, cafes and art galleries, and is a neighbourhood you should definitely explore when visiting the city.
From Getsemani, we walked a little further north. We arrived at Puerto del Reloj, the clock tower gate that acts as the main entrance to Cartagena's old world centre.
You could spend days getting lost amongst the colourful streets of the historic centre, from admiring the colonial architecture to having your photo taken with the palenqueras and eating great food in some top restaurants to touching Fernando Botero's fat Gertrude statue for luck. You'll never get bored in Cartagena's Old Town.
I think so far this has been the absolute highlight, this walled city, and Getsemani. Super, super pretty. More than rivals Oaxaca for beauty. I think probably I prefer Cartagena here to Oaxaca. I don't know about you.
Although the food in Oaxaca was unbeatable, I think.
Yeah, you've got to give it that. It's such a colourful, vibrant city. It's just so fun to explore. Like every corner you're going to find something new.
It's much, much hotter than anywhere else we've been to. So we're just drenched in sweat.
Cartagena is actually one of the few places in the whole of the Americas where the entire original city wall is still intact. So it's nice to come up here, walk around it a little bit, yeah, see the city in a slightly different perspective. Finally back. That was probably one of the most colourful and fun towns to walk around. I think that we have walked around on this trip for sure. So beautiful, so vibrant. Just the one thing you have to be aware of here is just how incredibly hot it is. Just oppressively hot. Like it's so muggy, almost 100% humidity. We're just like sweating like crazy.
And we're about to take a cold shower, I think, put the AC on
and chill. And we got one more adventure here. We're going to be heading out to some really beautiful islands, truly Caribbean looking places. So
can't wait for that.
Excited for that. Good morning. Today we are heading out into the bay to go to some really beautiful islands just off the coast of Cartagena called the Rosario Islands, and to get there we have to take a speedboat. So we are about to head down to the dock to catch our boat all the way out to the islands.
Can't wait.
The speedboat journey to the Rosario Islands took about an hour and was definitely not the most comfortable part of the day, but eventually we had the first islands in sight. The water got bluer and bluer as we got closer, and then we docked on the main island at the Gente del Mar resort.
Welcome to paradise.
Yes.
Welcome to the Rosario Islands. Just arrived to the resort that we're staying at, which is called Gente del Mar, which is on Isla Grande, which is the biggest of the Rosario Islands. There's loads of different ways you can actually experience these islands. We've chosen just to book a kind of a day ticket to one of the hotels and resorts here, but you can actually, you know, hire your own private boat if you want to explore more. You can take a catamaran tour, which just takes you around the islands, but not actually onto the beaches. We wanted to chill on the beach a little bit, so a day tour seemed like the best way to do it for us. We basically got all access to the resort for the day, which is really nice. Lunch is included as well, which is a bonus, and you did get a welcome drink, which was nice, but any other drinks you are going to have to pay for. enjoy paradise?
Yes.
She never says that, ever. First beach for as long as I can remember where you've actually wanted to stay. That's what I mean, for a while.
We spent the rest of the day relaxing around the resorts, enjoying a few more drinks and a delicious lunch, and soaking up every moment we were lucky enough to get in this beautiful place. So unfortunately it is time to leave paradise. We've had an amazing time here, super chilled out, really nice lunch, great drinks if you want to get some drinks as well. Just a beautiful beach to relax on for the day, to the point where Kitty didn't even want to leave. Speedboats back to Cartagena now. Highly recommend doing this as a day trip in whatever capacity. If you are in Cartagena, you cannot miss this out.
Cartagena is one of the most beautiful and colorful cities we've ever visited and is absolutely a must-visit location in Colombia. The only downside is the incredible heat and humidity, which can be stifling at times. Thankfully, if it all gets too much, then the gorgeous paradise of the Rosario Islands is only a short boat ride away, where you can relax for as long as you like in the clear blue waters of the Caribbean. Thanks for watching and see you on our next adventure.